Yes, good morning, family. What's going on? Hope you guys are having a good start to your morning. We are getting set up over here, so everybody just drop your locations, get your coffees, get your water, right? Get situated, get your charts up, and we'll be with you in a minute, family. Appreciate y'all for hopping on.
Yo,
All right. What's going on, family? Good morning. Let's see who we got in the chat today. Looks like we got Ronald, Tammy, George, Jorge. We got that boy Free Zone Lou in the building. Got Marcus, Chino. All right, good morning. As you guys continue to filter in, let me just bring up some stuff that we'll need real quick as you guys continue to drop your locations. I know we got the boys on the call this morning as well. Bring you guys up in a moment. Let's see who we got. We got Philly in the house, San Diego, Atlanta, Georgia. Oh man, I don't know if this is a typo or if that's a real place. I don't know. Is Swaziland a real place? If it is, I need to get more in tune with my countries, man. We got Riverside, California. Got Long Island, New York. What's going on? We got Michigan in the house. That boy Devin, always on the call. What's going on? Good morning. Happy New Year to you too. Get the bag. Happy New Year. Good to be back with you all. This isn't our first live session of the year, but it is our first live trading session of the years. Hopefully you guys are having a good time. But let's see, family, it is a little bit past 8:30 here, so I do want to kind of get this started. Let me switch over the screen here. We'll bring in some of the fundamental events for today because we want to make sure that we're aware of any high impact news. As we talked about on Sunday, there is a little bit of some high impact stuff for the US dollar. We do have a Powell speech going live in about 20 minutes or so, about 23 minutes. We know he's widely expected to speak on the importance of central banks. So not really any news specifically dollar related, but I'm sure he'll, hype up the fact of needing central banks. And I honestly think we'll get a little bit of potential CBDC news inside of here. That's like my secret, crypto degenerate hope is that he says some stuff about CBDC Cs and ISO 20022, although he probably won't mention that by name. He'll probably just, you know, talk along the lines of that. But outside of that, we're not really looking at too much else in terms of news today. I mean, there's some retail sales way later for the Australian dollar, but pretty clear besides Powell opening up his mouth today. So it should be pretty exciting. We'll take a look at the charts here in just a moment. Let me just hop back to chat. See who else we got in here. We got Easy Pip Sniper from Queens, New York. We got Greece in the building, right? Shout out to the people out in Greece. I'm actually Greek myself, partially Greek. I'm Italian and Greek, and an elite mix, if you ask me. But you know, I might be a little biased, obviously. But shout out to Greece. We got Rally in the house. We got Montreal, Canada. We got Eric in the building. He says work is a little dead this morning. Good, man. Let's get you some pips, my guy. I feel like you already got a jump start on me. Let's see. We got Sacktown in the building. What's going on, brother Joseph? Good to see you, man. Again, appreciate the support on the stream. Sigma the Dancer says he's up on gold right now. Beautiful. Yeah, I seen a few of you in the Discord were trading gold, so good to see. Is it better to subscribe to the YouTube channel or the Profit Society or both? I mean, ideally both. You know, once Profit Society fully launches, this specific stream that we're on right now will be in part of that community only. And the YouTube will be getting, you know, the Sunday stream and a few other streams that we'll be doing as well. So there'll be content on both sides. It's really up to you, my guy. While, you know, however you can afford to play, whatever fits your time schedule the best, whatever you want from us, my man. That's all up to you. But yeah, the community is also obviously free for the Profit Society as well, right? There's the free and the premium that will be launching soon. Yeah, Easy Pip Sniper, man, we're glad to be back. I know these other boys are glad to be back as well, so let me just let them allow themselves to introduce themselves and say good morning. Let me just make y'all both co-hosts as well. So Kyle and Abel, if you guys want to say what's up to the chat. Maybe not.
Nah, I'm here, bro. Good morning, y'all. Hope y'all having a blessed morning. It's our first weekly session, New York session of the year. So, yo, if you guys are excited for our first New York session of the year, drop a 777 in the chat because I know I'm excited. I'm ready to kill this session. I'm ready to see some trades. And I'm ready to look at the markets. How about you guys?
Yeah, bro, I'm with you. I'm excited for the first session back. Boy Abel might be a little busy, but he'll tune in whenever he can. I'll just keep my eye on this over here. Beautiful. So let me see what else we got. New 100K funded on the way. This boy Devin's an animal, man. Boy going for that 5 million in funding. That's what we need. I need everybody funded with money like that. We got DC in the house, more California, Kansas. Right, shout out to, we got more people out in Greece. Let's go. I love it. Alright, family, listen, let's jump into some charts. Let me just pull up some of my charts here. I'll go over, as you guys know from the Sunday call, if you were on, if you're new to the stream, first off, you know, shout out to you. Welcome to the Profit Society channel. We appreciate any likes, and subscriptions that you guys want to throw our way based off the value that you guys receive. If you guys don't get any value, then obviously you could just, you know, not like and give us suggestions on what you find more valuable. But on Sunday we did go over, you know, some setups for the week. There was really only two things I was looking at personally. Let me just kind of bring this up. And the first trade was really just this oil trade. This was one of the trades that looked the cleanest to me on Sunday, and we had discussed how if we did get this push up into this 76.50 area, that we would look for shorts. Obviously I wanted to see, you know, some reactions off of here and stuff like that. If you guys are a part of the Discord and you guys are fully plugged in with us, Remember, it is free to get into that community section of the Discord. You just need your Profit Society account and your Discord account connected together. But we actually talked about this, and I had actually executed on it after this little liquidity swipe up at the top here. So it basically approached our zone, built up a bunch of, supply, basically ran on that supply here, and then after we closed back down is kind of when I started pushing the button. Maybe even a little bit before it started closing back down. I was kind of excited. But nonetheless, this isn't a trade that we're looking to hold. I will continue to hold this throughout today to see what happens. I am at a little bit of risk here. I know some people may have already went break even, but I leave the little bit of risk in until we break a little bit lower. So we are, gonna monitor this throughout the day. We have a little bit of continuing liquidity build up here. That's fine. I'm gonna just let the market do what it wants. I do fully expect it to kind of come and play with this, 75, 75 area more or less. Let me just get rid of this yellow path here for you guys. So yeah, if we can strike above 75 again, it's possible that if you guys are not in this trade, for you guys to still kind of get in. Your trade would look a little bit different in terms of like the parameters for entering. So you'd have to run something like this. You could try to tighten up the stop, but realistically, you should probably just run the same level. So we'll see if we get that this morning for people that are not in quite yet. That's about the only thing I see potential for a re-entry on oil. I probably will not add to my position. This is kind of looking a little sketchy, so I'm going to just, again, hold my main position. And we'll see what we can get for those of you guys that are not in it. The only other trade that I'm in as of recently is this GJ trade. Which again is something that we discussed on Sunday when price was, still inside of this, ascending triangle or whatever you want to call it. For me, we just call it a compression cycle. It's a sub-cycle. It's a little reaccumulation. We were just talking about how, again, we expected it to pop up. We didn't expect a reaction after the pop to be that sustainable, and we were kind of just looking for shorts above this area. Wasn't able to quite snag the perfect price. Again, that's not entirely always the game. But we did enter shorts up at the top here, and we're again continuing to just hold this. So we'll see what the week gives. Those are the two setups that I'm already in. Everything else is kind of, as I discussed on Sunday, really not has pulled back enough for me to play. NASDAQ did grab some, buy side liquidity, did come back down and wipe out the range. I'm still going to see if it wants to come back under 11,000 before, I try to play with this. So, those are the only things I'm really looking at for this week. That kind of sums up my trades as I let the morning develop. Maybe like something on this on NASDAQ, and we'll have to see what it does down here. But yeah, that's really all I'm looking at, family. Those are the updates from me specifically. Sound is low. Hold on. I just tipped back to the chat. Hold on. Let me see. Is this better? Hold on. Let's test. Is this better? I don't want to scream at you guys. That's why. So if this is still okay, then let me know. Music is a little loud. We'll just cut the music. We don't need the music. That's way better? Okay. I didn't want to be screaming at you guys because OBS tells me that I'm hitting like sound levels that are, in the red category. So it tells me that I'm screaming at you guys. Alright, cool. That's all good. You want me to scream at you? I got you. I got y'all. But yeah, these are really the setups that I see, guys. Again, if you guys had a little trouble hearing, I'll just jump through. Again, NASDAQ, we're looking at under 11,000. EU, I was looking at nothing. Oil, which is not going to just be oil. We're going to look at 75 for possible re-entries, but I am holding from the top side. And then GJ, of course, in from here. Again, though, it hasn't really done much, so until we get back under 160, we're going to remain at risk on this. And I think my stop loss is a little tighter than that. But yeah, family, that's what I'm looking at. Kyle, Abel, I don't know if you guys have anything you want to specifically look at before we let chat kind of dictate the conversation and we wait for trades. But those are like the only setups that I'm going to really be stalking today personally.
Yo. honestly, it's crazy. I was kind of looking at some of the similar things. Um, I'm actually am gonna share my screen. Hope you guys are doing blessed this morning. Everybody drop a 222 in the chat for my brother Skaggs, man. Always giving the value. But honestly, I'm gonna remain very bearish on the dollar. And at the end of the day, guys, we want to just continue with the trend of the market until something tells us otherwise, right? So unless we get some sort of BOS from this little reaction we're getting right here, which is possible, right? This is very possible that some sort of bullish momentum can start from this weekly candle, right? I want you guys to pay attention to this too, especially since dollar has been bullish for such a long time. This is the only last possible like chance that I can give the market to bounce and the dollar to potentially raid these highs. And I don't even think that's gonna happen because you guys have to understand we are in a new year, new cycle of the market, new seasons, just a whole lot of factors that could really just make this thing go like this, right? We can come up and fill this imbalance, and then we can start a whole new market cycle, right? This is something that I feel like could happen on the DXY. And the reason why I say that is because I want you guys to look up the psychology of a market cycle, right? And Skaggs actually talks about this all the time. He's actually a cycle trader. I'm just like a extra confirmation cycle trader. Right? I'm not a full-on cycle trader, but I mean this is a cycle. This is the psychology of a market cycle. Every market goes through this cycle of disbelief where everybody thinks the rally is not happening. Whenever the market's at the worst point of failure, where it's the most fear in the market, that's when everybody's in disbelief. But you have to flip the coin and don't think like the 95%. So at the end of the day, we go through the disbelief, the hope, the optimism rally, the belief, the thrill, the euphoria, when everybody in the world is talking about it, when everybody in the world was talking about bullish dollar, bullish dollar, bullish dollar, bullish dollar, everybody on social media was, just at this point in the market, it was too easy. It's like all you have to do is wake up in the morning and sell your USD, sell GBPUSD, sell gold. That's all you had to do, and you could just literally make money. Like I remember waking up some mornings and just like shorting all dollar pairs. Like it was just too easy. So when it gets to that point and everybody thinks they're a genius and they're going to be rich, that's when we get that complacency that we're receiving right now. And at the end of the day, I want you guys to understand that, it can also make new highs. But again, I really think that we're going to start forming this complacency point in the market. Then we're going to start getting a whole new market cycle. And that could happen this year, right? So that's kind of like my analysis on the dollar long term. So of course we've been bearish on the dollar and we're long-term bearish, but that doesn't mean we can't get a short-term rally like this to take us up into this higher range, and then we can get that big massive leg down. So again, family, to make me want to long this thing, it would really have to give me some big confirmation on a break of structure and a retest for me to start going counter trend on this thing. I'm only looking for bearish dollar setups, but again, in order for me to start going counter trend on this, I would need to see some massive confirmation, some massive structure breaks on a lower time frame. But for now, you guys know my rule, the 80-20 rule. We're going to 80% of the times continue with the market and 20% of the times look to fade off and look for these reversals. So with that being said, my zone for today If you're looking to trade the dollar on an intraday level, I'm looking at this supply and demand candle right here. I have an alert set right here. As soon as price crosses this level, I will look to take a low risk trade for fading the dollar off to continue bearish for today. And what does that mean? That means for pairs like USD CAD, maybe this candle right here is appealing for you guys to take a trade off of this level. I have it marked personally. I'm actually still holding USD CAD in profit from Friday. Shout out to you guys that caught this with me on NFP. I sent the charts in a lot of locations, but I'm just glad to be back on New York session with you guys so I can start calling these trades live again for you guys. But yeah, EU, how that correlates to EU is this 4-hour candle right here. So I'm keeping an eye out on this right here. This little order block, this stutter candle. I really feel like if we are going to continue bullish, then that's the area that we would want to look for potential buys from today. Right? So, family, definitely keep an eye out on that level. I like this inefficiency right here, this imbalance fill. It's really only a 15 pip risk, right? And even if you are taking this trade, it should really be 0.5% to 1% max risk on that setup. I wouldn't even do 1%, to be honest, because this is more of an intraday trade. I'm only going to tell you guys to risk 1% when we start getting these big swing positions, right? Like, let's say we get USD CAD to retrace all the way up to here, or let's say we get EU to come back to like this level right here. I'm going to tell you guys to put a 1% on that trade, no doubt. Once we retrace, if we retrace, because the market doesn't have to retrace, it can do completely whatever it wants to do. So if we do retrace down to this level, then yeah, that's my 1% trade right there. That's going to be my full kind of margin position, but not technically full margin because it's 1%. But yeah, once we get down to this, even on GU, right, these levels are very appealing to take longs on, right? I did catch this sell last week, but now we're actually going to look long this week on GU because just of this daily reaction right here. Look at this candle. This daily candle closed extremely bullish. And on the 1 hour, as you guys can see, we were in downtrend structure. It was making lower lows, lower highs. I mean, higher lows, lower lows. And, guys, once we broke this structure, we broke this higher low, then now we're in uptrend structure. So I expect the market to form some sort of higher low here, and we can get another higher high wave, right? So it's all about just gaining that entry. And I feel like the entry for GU is going to be down here. And once we do dip down here, I would start buying GU heavy with my stop loss maybe below the low or something. And obviously you can adjust this as such. And if I do call out this trade, I'm going to give you guys a way smaller stop loss. There's no way I'm going to tell you guys to enter with an 80 pip stop loss. I'll probably attempt one trade with just this stutter candle risk. And that would be a 1 to 10 risk to reward. Definitely up there. I will probably attempt another one if it gets lower, but I feel like that little stutter candle would be enough. But again, I would just take maybe like 2 20 pip risk trades. And, the potential for the upside on GU is definitely up there. It has about 500 pips to the upside that we can catch this week, right? And I also think CPI is this week too. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yeah, it's on Thursday.
Thursday, exactly, right? So, let's not get too antsy, right? This could, this doesn't have to happen today. I just want you guys to know this is what I'm looking at. Mark these zones in your chart. Maybe this could happen on Thursday, to be honest. I'm not really sure. And it could happen on EU on Thursday as well. We have a lot of pips to the upside on EU as well. So remain in the direction that we're trading in, guys. I'll let you know if I do take this trade. But yeah, that's kind of my consensus of the market. And I want to see what some of you boys think. Abel, Ray, are you guys excited for CPI this week? Is that something that you're trading? I mean, I know I'm gonna be trading CPI no matter what. You guys know I love trading these news releases. But how are you guys gearing up for the week, knowing CPI is on Thursday?
Yes, sir. What's going on,
Business
family?
as usual.
For me, I'm excited. I'm excited for CPI because that's gonna give us some insight to see if inflation is going to continue to trend lower, or if we're going to see a little bit of a spike. Because there's actually a lot of rumors around, or that's not even rumors, right? But just a lot of different biases as to what can actually happen. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see exactly what the numbers do actually come out. As of right now, they're expecting that to continue to drop lower, which is actually pretty interesting. But one thing that I just want to bring up as well, especially looking at last week's report with the NFP, our job market, guys, our labor market is still extremely, extremely strong, right? We're talking about unemployment dropped even lower last week, right? So you got to combine the fact that our unemployment is still extremely, extremely strong. And just trying to predict, okay, obviously that it's not going to have too much an effect on CPI right now, but that could definitely sway what these central banks are thinking, right? When it comes to time for them to actually go ahead and make the next interest rate decision, right? Because the one thing that they've been talking about was the fact that their, labor market is extremely, extremely strong. And that's been, I would say, probably one of the biggest concerns, right? Because if we still have a strong labor market, that means people are still working, which means they also still have access to capital, which if they might end up start spending more money, right? Which is probably not going to help with inflation. But again, that's just more so just me trying to game plan and trying to think of what could potentially happen. But yeah, I'm excited to see what CPI does come out as, to see if it's going to continue to trend lower. Because if it is, then yeah, that's just going to continue to send the dollar falling and have these assets continue to fly for sure.
Bro, real quick, when you say lower, like put a number to that for me so I could visualize that.
You're talking about for
Because
CPI?
previous was 7 point. Because like my problem with CPI this week is that they're forecasting this thing to come out far too low, in my opinion.
That is a big
So
drop.
I don't, yeah, from 7.1 to 6. That's like back to back more than 0.5% moves. That's a drastic. You're talking about a 1% inflation change between two reports. It's kind of
That is big.
like yeah, I don't know if we're quite there yet. Like I said, as it continues to drop, it becomes harder to drop. So the fact that they're expecting it to drop by more is interesting to me.
I
But, like,
personally think, have you seen the report skags from Michael Berry, the
I
big
have
short guy?
not.
He actually said, it was like a tweet that he said last week, and he actually pretty much said that everybody's getting too far ahead, and that he expects somewhere near the middle of this year or to the end of this year that CPI actually goes and makes higher highs. All right, so it's got actually. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
That's an interesting idea. I don't know about
Let me see.
higher highs, but I do expect inflation to hit
That would be crazy.
a stagnant point. Yeah, we would not want to see.
Let me see
I
if can
mean,
find the tweet.
I don't know. There's a lot of people that again like overlay the 2008 market crash like over like this one, and they are eerily similar. I'll give the chartists that, but again the market moves in the same footprints over and over, so naturally every downward move is gonna appear the same. Oh, is that the
Yeah.
tweet right there? Inflation peaked, which is not the last peak of this cycle. We are likely to see CPI lower, possibly negative. In the second half of 2023, in the U.S. recession, by any definition, Fed will cut and government will stimulate, and we'll have another inflation spike. It's not hard.
What do you think about that?
That's a that sounds like me tweeting.
Yeah, you also know that he's
This
known for
boy came
making,
through with the massive
and you
confidence.
and you know that he's known for being bold and making bold
Yeah,
decisions.
no idea. No, it's definitely not uncommon for him.
Yeah,
Listen,
so
I would say I think I agree with the fact the market probably is getting ahead of itself and pricing stuff in.
yeah.
Because I mean, to be quite honest with you, like I mean, I've been playing this, right? I've been playing the the incoming decrease in inflation. Like again, there's a lot of stuff I've been holding long term off that bias, and I'm gonna be real with you guys. I do see like the dollar coming back and swinging pretty hard. I don't think it'll be because inflation goes for new highs. That's an interesting concept. I'll have to see a report that persuades me to believe that. Because I don't think the timetable is there for something like that. If we're looking at like 2024 bull markets, that's just not that you're not going to get that if you're getting a new all time high in CPI. But I do think CPI misses this week. I do think the expectations are too much.
I agree. I agree with that for
I
sure.
think it comes out lower, but not as low as expected, which again gives the market the opportunity to go back into a bullish dollar because the market will realize, okay, yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Hmm.
And it's
Yeah.
really what's happening. Like, I'm just gonna switch over back to my trading view real quick because I've also I shared this DXY analysis with you guys whenever it was the last time you guys had me look at the DXY. And again, this was like my roadmap on this, and like, I apologize, I'm not sharing on Zoom. It's gonna be only on stream, but like again, this was like the path where like we come down, we grab this liquidity down here, and then I kept telling you guys that my expectations for the beginning of 2023 was that the dollar would come back,
Hmm.
and we would kind of squeeze all of this like really, kind of annoying compression more or less. And it seems to me now that like again, like we're returning back into this range kind of already. So as the days kind of go on after CPI, if we return back above this 103 level on the DXY, I'm gonna assume that we're probably gonna open up, 107, 108, 109 again.
Hmm.
And the dollar probably will come back. I don't, again, I have the roadmap drawn out to come back up to like 112, maybe 110, 112. Again, that's just me basing it off of ideally where I'd want structure to go and not off like data. But again, it is aligning that I do think like, Michael Burry's right for looking back to a stronger dollar and like weaker indices at this point. Because again, a lot of this stuff has moved. I mean, like EU. I mean, yeah, we've had these strong couple of days, and like we're starting to trend a little higher. But like we filled this wick now, we haven't really went anywhere. I'm telling you, whenever CPI comes out, it's gonna be that same kind of situation that started my buys over here, where you're gonna get that like strong push up maybe, because it's lower, but it's ideally not gonna be sustainable. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is time we finally come and take out like these levels on EU back below like 101. Unfortunately for the Nasdaq, this does kind of spell disaster. Hopefully the Nasdaq can pump enough on on the CPI news maybe that when it comes back down, it's not as intense. But yeah, I see the possibility for it. That's why I'm really not playing up here on a lot of things. And to be honest with you, my oil or not my oil, but like my oil and my GJ are kind of like market hedges to some of my other stuff. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to see how CPI will come out.
Hmm.
Again, we'll be live trading with you guys on Thursday right here on YouTube. We will be live for that. So of course we could discuss that more. But Ray, my guy, you have anything for this morning? What you looking at this morning, my guy? I know you're over
Um,
there probably stalking something, if not already in it.
yeah, I'm still riding AUD CAD, which was doing its thing. I actually closed most of that. But I did have to step out for a sec. Did you say you're bullish on the DXY? Is that what's going on?
The DXY has hit levels that might start to encourage some bullishness. Is
Okay.
like I haven't really seen anything that has happened down here that specifically makes me bullish right now, but
Hmm.
I think like yeah, towards the end of the week, if CPI doesn't come out as expected, that the dollar does have some opportunity to kind of recover some of the move here.
All right. So yeah, I'm pretty much of the same attitude. I'm looking at this entire, zone to hold up, whether or not it's right where it is now, if it wants to push down a little bit lower towards, maybe 102.5 or, 102.65 or wherever it has to go. But I do feel like eventually it's going to give us a bounce. That's why I'm actually looking for opportunities on GU. And I can actually go ahead and share my screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna just, as you get that set up, I'm just gonna tick over to GJ for somebody that asked. But that was my setup on GJ that we took in the Discord, guys. As far as like setups today, I mean, it probably doesn't come back for you, but I would try to play above this level. I wouldn't be interested in playing in this noise here, but again, it's kind of already getting ahead of itself, so it's possible this liquidity buildup just never gets taken. But yeah, right. Whenever you're good, bro, I'll switch over the stream to the Zoom.
Right.
Oh yeah, Powell is about to speak too. So understand, market volatility is about to come in, family. It is a little bit past 9 now. Oh, hold on. Let me make you co-host. Is that why you can't share?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So hold on, let me find my app real quick. There we go. So I'm of the attitude that, I would like to see these highs get taken and possibly even this high up here, and see what actually happens within all of this inefficient price on GU. So it's not my textbook setup, if I'm being honest. I'm really just kind of playing this based off of what I believe the DXY is going to do. I do believe the DXY is going to give us a bounce. So with that being said, I do believe the bounce is going to happen after we clear lows, though. So for me, I'm looking at this area, and I want to see a sweep of external range liquidity, and we've already taken out these lows here, which are, I don't want to say it's accumulating, because I know you're the wick off guy. So if it's not accumulation to the exact definition, I won't use that term. But what I will say is that I do believe this market has been obviously slowing down, right? And pushing into a very interesting area where the market actually swept lows before making significant higher highs. And this is, on the daily chart, right? And this is also an area that broke these previous highs over here. So for me, the fact that the market actually swept those lows, then continued higher, left this area of inefficient price, I do believe that this is an area that will respect, right? And the reason why I was saying, obviously, we could come down to, 102 5 or 102.65. Like it has a large area that it could play around in. I mean, we're looking at about anywhere from 60 to maybe close to 100 pip range that it can still play around in before it actually decides to give us that bounce. But ultimately, what I see happening is, at the very least, I want to see the lows get taken out, right? And as those lows get taken out, I will be looking for opportunity underneath these lows to go and target the highs. And the reason why I want to target the highs is because I just have a different ideology on order blocks and imbalances. I love trading imbalances, but for me, they always have to leave me some sort of, liquidity to actually grab. So the fact that I don't have anything here, to trade off of like that, I'd rather say the market is going to just go and take it out completely. So I believe that we're going to have a significant, push up And this may happen immediately. This can happen over time for all we know. I'm not really quite positive, but maybe we come trade up into this area from here. Then we could, see something play, outside of this area. But I do want to see some of this get filled in. And I do believe that this is the low that can make it happen. Just all of this consolidation is just due to the fact that this is a higher time frame setup, which is going to take a little more time than normal, which is fine, so I'm willing to wait for that bounce. So I'm also willing to wait to actually capitalize on GBP USD. All right. So again, I do believe that this market can drop from somewhere up here, but I do want to see it take out this high first, because all of these highs are pretty weak in my opinion. We got a lot of trend line liquidity that's being built up. All right. So with that being said, and also a lot of quick mitigations. So whenever the market mitigates right away, there's no open areas of liquidity. That's the reason why the market pops up above it in order to gain liquidity or grab. So maybe again, we come up into this area, into this candle. So we do something like this and then take out lows altogether, respecting this price pattern up here. All right. So that's pretty much what I see going on. Probably come somewhere down here into that area of demand. All right. So that's pretty much all I see right now. So that's what I'm waiting on. Like I said before.
Yo, Ray, I got a quick question, bro. How do
Yeah.
you feel about taking a potential intraday sell on GU for us to potentially mitigate off of that 1 hour candle that we're wicking off of right
Down
now?
here.
No,
This
no, like look at the yeah, like right there. There you go. We're low.
Would you take a sell where? Like
So we're wicking.
He's saying it like now, basically.
Yeah,
oh,
literally where we're
um,
wicking off of. Because I feel like the
uh,
low we created today is kind of weak, if you ask me.
yeah, I mean the whole thing is, if both sides look somewhat weak, I gotta ask myself which side has more strength, right? And I would argue that has more strength than this. So I feel like this is more protected than this at this current moment. Now, so that's why I believe we'll get this first to take out this, and then we'll go take that. Because I don't argue that these are weak. Like, I agree, but I feel like they're stronger than the highs. So, because when I look at a high, I always ask myself, is this a high that can drop the market hundreds of pips, right? And in my opinion, I don't think that's a high that can drop the market hundreds of pips. So I'd rather see this low generate liquidity and engineer liquidity by giving it power temporarily on the buy side. Then once we get the money that's above here, okay, and knock that out, that's probably when we'll come and knock this out and even go further down into these areas. We'll probably get a reaction out of here, but I still think it's going to go even lower after we pop up into this area. So yes and no, so, I do believe it's going to sell. I just don't think it'll sell from where it's at right now. Are these highs, are these lows weak? Yes. But I feel like these highs are even weaker. So I'm going to target those first, and then I'll target the lows.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. No, I understand that a lot more.
Right. So yeah, that's just my ideology. Cause like that's just how I identify liquidity. Like I just look at all of these highs and I'm like, okay, like, we need something strong there, because again, how I identify a strong high is pretty much like this, right? And obviously, this is the most basic way of viewing it. But in a more detailed sense, it's kind of like, you know, you'll get this high and then the market will start doing this. And then you get this, and then you get this. So essentially, that's the same thing that I'm looking at. So it's like all of this is building up this pocket of liquidity up here. So that's what I see happening here. I just see it building up, building up, building up, building up. So we take it, then drop.
I'm gonna just bring everybody's attention to the fact that oil has more or less kind of triggered. So just to show you guys again, if you were looking at that 75 area, we did kind of spike up and do it with the Powell speech. We haven't really reacted too hard off it yet, but again, maybe we still get this wick fill. Maybe you still come take out this candle. There's some possibilities, but again, I still remain bearish on oil even after this little pop. And if it wants to fill that wick at like 9, 10 a.m., well, it's 10 a.m. at this point, then so be it. But there's just no volume behind this candle whatsoever. Again, even with Powell speaking, I don't think Powell really brought too much in. He might probably still is speaking. I mean, EU's kind of recovered. Again, this is good. We want to see this stuff push up as high as it can into CPI. Because, again, my belief is that CPI does miss. But yeah, lots of interesting, good setups, some good value. I know some people are looking at these GU shorts with Kyle.
I am going to take it, to be honest, for the half risk. Why not? I'm already holding USD CAD up a bag, so why not do the inverse?
Yeah, take your trade, bro. Don't get talked out of your trade.
Yeah, not for sure. But yeah, even if it does come up higher, I will gladly take it again. But yep, that's pretty much like my bias on GU. We're all pretty much looking at the same things, just very, very small differences in entries.
Yeah, it just get a better if it does go higher, you just get a better position. That's all.
Yes,
Take a look at what
sir.
these indices are doing right before open here. I know somebody wanted SPX, but again, guys, when I'm looking at NASDAQ, understand it's the same thing as SPX, right? Like, look at these charts. They're quite literally no different. So, again, some of you guys need to revisit your correlation lessons because, again, when we're looking at SPX, you guys should be able to apply that to NASDAQ. You should be able to apply that to US 30. If we're looking at EU, GU, yes, there's slight little differences between the two. Like, EU right now is stronger than GU, but that just lets you know that Euro GBP is bullish. Just means one currency is a little stronger than the other, but more or less they're gonna move the same. As far as like what these are looking like at open, yeah, I mean, on a technical level, these haven't really done what I wanted. I would have preferred to see it break below this candle. The fact that it fell short and left like twin wicks like that makes me believe, again, we're probably still gonna play below this level. And if we don't, we don't. Like, I'm just gonna miss the trade. But I need to specifically see what I want to see, and this didn't quite push down enough. I mean, it came damn close, but without grabbing below this candle, I can't really trust this push up. So I probably won't be looking to mess with these too much. If this does go bullish throughout the day, again, I'm probably gonna wait and assume that it's probably gonna push back up to like 39.38, which is a pretty decent move for the S&P, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, like 50 points in the S&P is actually a pretty big deal in comparison to, like, say, NASDAQ, which does that in, an average 15-minute candle. But nonetheless, again, I don't think these lows are the lows. As you kind of build up this liquidity up here, again, we'll probably break through this with, like, enough strength to actually kind of break out a little bit. But again, I don't think these remain sustainable, and I think CPI does push these a little bit lower. But yeah, my buying levels on Nasdaq and the S&P are just have not hit yet. I need them to push a little bit lower for me before I look to execute on any of these. But the market does open in 9 minutes, so of course we'll see what the market wants to give us in regards to that. Every now and then they do run a little different. Yeah, I mean, it depends on why they're running, right? I mean, if they're going to be running off the sentiment of the dollar, they're going to move very similar. If EU very specifically has news that supports a stronger EU, then of course it's going to move more pips than GU, right? And the way you could just figure that out very basically, and again, like I said, is go look at Euro GBP, right? We know that the Euro is stronger than the pound, so we know that Euro USD is going to have a stronger reaction than, say, GBP USD, because the pound itself is experiencing, you know, weakness against broader currencies. So of course, they're going to have little volatility differences. SPX, NASDAQ, US 30, more times than not, are moving very similar. Again, there are certain circumstances where tech is, you know, specifically weaker for like a day or 2 days, 3 days, but the market usually will, again, recalibrate its correlation. Again, like more times than not, they're correlated. Again, it's the 80-20 rule. 80% of the times, most of these things are correlated. 20% of the time, they're not. But especially the indices move very similar to each other. Easy Pip Sniper says SPX buying off 38.70. Let me just go back. I don't even know what price I was looking at. I mean, they already bought off 38.70. I wouldn't buy off 38.70 again. If it comes back down to 38.70, it's probably going to push lower. Yeah, I wish I could put little title, like name titles on who's speaking. That's a little bit more tedious for me to handle as the stream operator, but I'll see what I could do for you guys.
I mean, we just gotta turn on our cameras, let the people see our beautiful faces. That's all.
That too. I still need to get a webcam for my setup though.
I mean, family, how you guys feeling in the chat though, man? I feel like, I know for me personally, I haven't done a live stream or been on a live stream in a while with you guys. And it feels amazing, man. I love coming back and just being able to interact with y'all, hear the opinions of the fellas over here, and just really get back into the swing of things, right? I'm gonna be honest, like I still fully haven't truly locked back into trading mode. I've just been locked in New Year mode, family mode, holiday mode. But getting back on this stream is definitely getting me back locked in, man. I missed y'all. I missed all y'all in the chat though, family. Let's see. Let's see what we got here, right? So I'm just gonna give my little quick opinions on EU real quick as well. Just because it does something that I was actually looking at personally. If you can go ahead and let them see my screen sketch.
Yeah, you good. You good.
All right, so this is something that I was actually looking at too myself, guys. It's a little bit similar to what Kyle was looking for with GU. Looking to see if we can get a little bit of a bearish reaction off of this push up right here, to possibly come and grab these lows down here at the bottom side. And when Kyle was going through what he was saying, I'm over here looking at the same exact thing. But I also see what Ray was saying as well, right? Because even though I'm already in this position, by the way, all right, I already had took it. There is still a chance for this thing to pop out, you know, go ahead and capture all this buy side liquidity above this trend line before we actually go ahead and see that potential move. But what I do like about this, and I'm gonna be playing both sides, right? If the market does give us this play here, cool. If it doesn't, you know, it is what it is, right? I'll just go ahead and monitor the trade. You know, if I gotta take the L, I'll take the L. But what I will be doing either way is, if this does not play out, right, which my stops is gonna be above this little high, so I'm only risking 6 pips anyways on this position, right? Something very, very short. So what I would like to see, if obviously I want this thing to just go ahead and tank. You know, I feel like we end up seeing a nice little shift in market structure itself, right? So we got my MSS market structure shift. And I like how we just came up and also grabbed this little internal liquidity right here with this little short-term trend line, right? So that's why for me, it's a valid opportunity to go ahead and risk that, you know, 0.5%, 1%. But if it doesn't play out, then that's fine, right? I'm not going to cry or complain about it. I'm just going to allow the market to go ahead and spike up, you know, capture all this liquidity above this trend line, possibly even come run these highs. And then once we get above those highs, then at that point, I'll just start to look for the same thing that I look for right here, right, with this nice little play where we had the breakup structure and it immediately goes into the market structure shift, will be the same thing I'll be looking for up here above these highs if that's what the market decides to do. And it's just something that looks pretty interesting. Looks, in my opinion, I think it looks good. I'm comfortable risking again 0.5%, 1% on this. And if we take this first initial loss for only 0.5%, it is what it is. Because then I'll just be looking for the sweep of these highs up here around 1.07. And once we get that sweep of the highs up there around that 1.07, I will be looking for the same exact structure play here. All right, again, that break of structure that immediately goes into a market structure shift, showing that there is a shift in market sentiment, literally all above this area of liquidity, right? So that's going to be what I'm looking for, guys, for EU. I'm already in it. Like I said, we're going to see how this thing's played out. I just took the trade probably like 5 minutes ago. So it's not like I've been in it for a while. And we're going to see how this thing plays out. Again, I'm only risking 0.5% on this, right? Like I said, I'm not fully back into trade mode just yet. I'm locking back in. And until then, I'll just be trading 0.5% risk on every position that I do take. But we'll see how this thing plays out, guys. The market's going to tell us very, very soon, especially with Jerome Powell speaking, or if he's still speaking, there's going to be a lot of volatility in this market, right? So I'm going to either see this thing tank very quickly, hopefully soon, or I'm going to take a L very, very quickly, right? But if I take that L very quickly, it is what it is. That's just giving me the opportunity now to be patient and allow the market to come above this 1.076. And then from there, I'll be able to go ahead and see what the market is giving me at that point in time, right? But I am in this trade currently. Just wanted to update you guys really, really quickly. And I'm going to see what this thing plays out as. All right, we'll see how that goes. For sure, for sure.
I like that a lot, bro.
Let's see. It's worth 0.5% risk. It's worth 1% risk, just because of what we're looking at and how it's playing off. I really do like I like it up at these highs, right? We're at the extreme highs of this range. I'm very big when it comes to my ranges, right? We're at the swing high up here to swing low. So this is the high of the range, right? So if we are going to respect this range right here, especially based off the grab of structure or the grab liquidity above this break of structure that switches into, the grab liquidity down here, then this should hold, right? We should not really go ahead and violate that. And if it does, then we're probably at that point going to go and seek for more liquidity above 1.076, right? So that's pretty much just my thought process on this. Again, guys, keep in mind, I'm only risking 0.5%, right? So that's why I'm able to take these jabs at the market, right? You got to really at times you got to really treat this as if you're boxing, right? Any of my boxers in the chat, if you guys ever box ever in your life, right, that in order for you to set up the big power punch, you got to throw some jabs, right? You got to jab yourself. You got to jab yourself in, right? You got to throw them jabs, right? And that's what I'm doing, right? I'm throwing some jabs here at areas that I think are valid. And that jab can give us a knockout, right? Because my jab is powerful. Or that jab could not work out, but it's cool because then we'll take another jab up at a different level that makes sense. And then we'll just go ahead and play like that. But as long as you're following proper risk and you're not over leveraging, then yeah, take those jabs at the market because you never know. Like I said, those jabs, guys, do play out at times. And it would suck for you to not take that jab because of, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's fear, but more times than not, it's because of fear, right? For me, I'm comfortable taking those jabs, right? Because more times than not, my jabs work, right? My jabs work. And even if they don't work, my jab that didn't work out is only setting up for my big power punch, right? My big uppercut hook, whatever you want to call it, right? So I think it looks good, though. So I'm in it, like I said, risking 0.5%, and we're going to see how this thing plays out. All right, there's a lot of volatility, though, because of Jerome Powell, though. And that's why we have only 0.5% risk, but we'll see what happens. We shall see. All right, so that's where I'm at, guys, for this EU. We're just going to let this play out and see what the market gives us. All right, let me see what we got here in the chat.
We also got the indices opening if you want to, after you hit the chat, if you want to just pop over to those.
Oh, yeah, it is 9:32. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see what we got here. Skaggs, what's the difference between the regular fibs and trends-based fibs in your opinion? Well, that's a question for you, Skaggs, if you wanted to answer that.
What was it between fibs and trend? So, well, the technical difference is that one measures a retracement and one measures a projected result. So, a normal Fibonacci, as most people know, have like 2 points of interest. You drag from a high to a low, and it gives you, your 50% retracement, your 61.8 retracement. A trend-based fib extension uses 3 points to calculate a, further out projection. Now, some people use regular Fibonacci for this, and they do that by adding, levels above 1, right? Like the 1.27, the 1.618. That's like a cheeky way to kind of not use the extension tool, but still get, like, targets.
Yeah.
That's the common way to do it. I don't use fibs. I used to use trend-based fib extensions to measure the effort of accumulations and distributions to give me targets. We have since moved past that because I no longer use take profits, and I let my trades run out in terms of cycles. So unless I see an adequate cycle that's going to go against me, I don't close my trades. So I no longer use it for that reason. But yeah, it's one just measures retracements and one measures projections. That's all it is.
Cool. So let me see what else we got here. I see a lot of you guys are locked in. Let's get it. We're glad to be live with you guys once again. Trust me, I know I am. It's gonna help me really get back focused, lock back in. But let's see, Kahani, I see you are interested in GU. I'm not in GU. I believe Kyle was the one, and I believe he said that he's writing it out, right? So let's see, man, we miss you too. Your guys give some amazing value, but your steady voice of simplicity is a psychological edge for me. Shout out to my guy G. What's going on, George? Good to see you. Can we watch them speak? Bank of England, Bank of Japan, Powell. I mean, what is Powell even talking about today? Like, I haven't even been paying attention with that at all. Does anybody know? I got to look into that to see what the hell he's even talking about. Let's see. Everything starts with the jab. Boxer here. Let's get the bag. So you know exactly what my analogy was talking about, right? Throwing them jabs. You gotta work your way in, especially when there's different opportunities to enter the market. You got to jab your way in. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know, that jab could lead to the knockout, or it could just position yourself for the better hit. Let's see what else we got here. Stick and move. Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to roll past. Yep. Yeah, exactly. I hold unless market tells me to close. Yeah, I hear you. Powell not playing today. He's on demon time. Yeah, see, I didn't even know he was live. Like, honestly, guys, this is how you know I'm not really locked in. I ain't even look at the news at all this entire week. And you guys know that's not me. I'm usually all on top of the news and paying attention to everything. Let me see what we got going on here.
I mean, his speech, again, was more or less on the importance of central banks. So it's not really like a policy speech. He's not, I mean, I don't think he will, hint at the inflation numbers or anything like that. So I'm really just hoping for that CBDC news, personally.
CBC, when does that say? When is that going to be done?
You're talking about like the test period?
Yeah, like the test period.
I don't know. I have to go back and find the articles that were talking about it to see if it's been 12 weeks yet.
I was about to say, because they started that a while
ago. It's definitely getting close to the end, though. It's definitely between the 8 and 12 week mark for sure. Like it's got to be ending this month, if not early February.
Yeah, you know what I can do actually? If I want to know what the hell Powell's talking about, let me go to Twitter. Let's see what we got here. All right, let me go to let's see, what's the channels? Let's see if my guy Bloomberg is letting us know what they're talking about. What's up, Walter? My guy. Let's see, is he saying anything? Here we go. Powell, Fed should focus on its goals, stick to our knitting. Powell said Fed won't use its tools to promote greener economy. That's an interesting statement. Let's see. Does not comment on current U.S. economic or monetary policy outlook and prepared remarks for Sweden's. Yeah.
So, yeah, see though, dude does not comment. That lets you know everything you need to know. Like, yeah, it's literally nothing that will truly affect the market gratefully.
Look at this graphic.
Zero Hedge got the memes.
Yeah, he really does.
Seems like the Swiss National Bank is in the news a lot here.
Yeah, all this excitement for this guy's hilarious, by the way. Like, so much sarcasm in Zero Hedge's response to everything to do with Jerome Powell. Let's see. Is not and will not be a climate policy maker. Okay.
They were looking to fund the IRS with $70 billion. What are they, out of their minds? IRS don't need nothing. They got enough already.
This is to rescind over 70 billion.
Oh, okay. I missed the word rescind there.
Yeah,
I just
so
saw $70 billion. I was like, didn't we just fund? I was like, we just funded the IRS. They don't need more funding.
yeah, right.
Okay, good. I was about to say, oh my god.
Okay, there we go, Euro. Show me what you're
Don't
doing.
you guys think the U.S. economy is going to collapse with the printing and the political issues? We've had printing and political issues for decades now.
I mean, that's yeah, for sure. I
So
mean, the printing that they drastically did for COVID is drastically over. But what we can check is let's check the balance sheet real quick, see how that's looking. Let's see if they really did stop printing.
yes,
And
Eric, I am still holding Ethereum, bro.
let's see, the Fed balance sheet. That's what I want to see. Here we go. Let's see. Federal Reserve's balance sheet. Where is the actual chart? I want to see the chart.
Yeah, I was about to say, get it from the St. Louis site.
There we go. All right, so I mean, as you guys can see, like this was all COVID printing, right? Just adding more to their balance sheet, buying more securities to their balance sheet, right? They was doing a lot, right? But they did say that they were going to stop. And yeah, they actually did stop because now we have been seeing it go lower. So your statement as to if they're still printing, obviously they're probably going to be doing a little bit in the background, but the big bulk of printing has clearly stopped and they have been reducing their balance sheet, which is what they said they were going to do. All right. So hasn't done much though, like literally since March, which was like the high, which had 8.9 trillion on their balance sheet. Now it's only at 8.5, right? So they're still, I mean, they are definitely decreasing it, but not by much at all, which is interesting. But yeah, we're seeing that little hump right there. It's kind of cool. All right, so guys, now that EU did actually sweep those highs, right? Now I'm going to see how this plays above here, right? Now we're going to sweep because now, again, we did break above this also swing high right here. If, and again, this is just me being, taking my jabs at the market again, right? I'm very comfortable with taking jabs, right? If we do end up seeing the market come back, right, and actually enter back in this range, coming down below this level, then I will be taking another jab. Okay. If that's only if, right? If we do see the market, guys, come back down below this 1.073, all right. If I am on a 2-minute time frame, by the way, right? I'm a very lower time frame. But if this does happen, then I will probably be taking another jab around this 1.074. Okay. If it does not happen and we respect this level, then we might just see that come all the way back up around that 1.076 to clear out the rest of the build-up liquidity that might be up there. All right, so that's just going to be my thought process here on EU. We're going to see how this plays out, see what the market gives me. Again, I'm going to be taking my jabs all day long, and one of these jabs is going to play out. One of these jabs is going to connect perfectly right on the chin, and it's going to knock the market out, right? So we're going to see how this plays out for sure. Let's see what else we got. Let's take a look at the indices. All right, NAS had a nice little pop up, nothing too crazy, but a nice little pop up in the market so far. You said you wanted to see, what was your thought process on this, Skags? You said you were looking for what? This spike up and then what?
I just don't think the spike up will be. I mean, I'm long the market, so I hope that it continues to go up, but I wanted to see on NASDAQ how it responded to above 11,225, or well, 228 for the most part. But again, we might not even get up there because now that we've swept this, these little micro highs, it is possible that after the 10 a.m. candle opens that we do, find that sell off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my bias on a lot of things. Like even oil, like I'm still looking at short oil. This is why I'm not at break even on it yet, because it's still just playing in this area. But yeah, NASDAQ and oil look very similar right now. So
Interesting. Very interesting. This could very well really start to just tank.
yeah, like I said, I mean, especially that happened right after the open. I'm telling you, if 10 a.m. fills that candle, then it's easy sell off for those of you that are actually interested in taking it, because again, I'm not specifically caring to fade that, but it does seem very obvious to me.
I love when it seems obvious to you.
I mean, it is
Yeah,
lit.
we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let me see what you guys are talking about in the chat. Let's see. Let's see. They asked if you're still holding your ETH positions.
I am. Guys, my ETH positions, let me just show you guys. My ETH positions are from a lot lower. I am not worried about my ETH positions, guys. My ETH positions are way down over here. So the fact that we've almost broke me even multiple times and haven't, and now we're about to like clear highs, yeah, I'm good. Again, my positions look like this, you know, with my stops at break even, and I'm just riding that out. So yeah, I have no desire to close those. Now that this thing is actually starting to, you know, move for once in its life. Because I'll be real with you guys, these have been very expensive to hold, right? Because I've been holding these for a long time, and this really hasn't moved. When price was down here, guys, I was paying upwards of like 30 to 40% of my profits in swap. So I can't, like, price really can't come back down. Like, I do need this to break out. Otherwise, I do have to close my positions, because swap was eating, you know, 30, 40%. And it was just incredibly annoying. So, yeah, happy to see the rally. Let me just give a little update on oil. Again, we talked about this, you know, zone up here. Again, we didn't quite hit it, but some people might have entered. I still think, though, if you're not in this, I would still wait for 10 a.m. because whenever you see a candle like this at 9 a.m. that leaves this like stupid kind of wick, more times than not, the 10 a.m. candle will like fill this wick out and will like just come fill this wick and then end up closing back down. It doesn't always happen, but if you're seeing this and you're not in and you don't want to chase the market, typically it's the best thing to wait for. Again, I'm already in shorts from up here, so this doesn't really affect me, but for those of you that haven't executed or are still watching this in the lower time frames, you know, if you haven't grabbed it yet, that's ultimately what you're gonna have to, you know, hope and pray for. Can I show my GJ setup again? Yeah.
Oh, and keep in mind too, we have mentioned it too, and I'm sticking by it. I know we said it about a few weeks ago, probably a month ago. I truly believe that the crypto market, and it's just me, has bottomed out. It's just me personally. Again, I'm not talking for anybody else.
I've come to the same conclusion.
But I truly think that the crypto market has bottomed out, right? Which means we're probably never gonna ever in our lifetime see another $17,000 Bitcoin. Right now, again, that's not saying that this thing is gonna just go straight into a bull market, right? I don't think that's gonna happen until like closer to 2024. But I don't think we're gonna go lower than this 15K or go too much lower if we do. Just my opinion.
I mean, I have my screen up. I'm just sharing Bitcoin. That was kind of showing what you were showing.
Yeah.
But like same thing. Like after this really aggressive sell candle here that took a bunch of liquidity, this was the whole FTX fiasco.
Yeah.
I started warning you guys. I'm like, listen, if we don't continue the sell off from here, it's these are gonna be some of the peak lows. So like the path for this, guys, really is again something like this where you squeeze all of these late sellers. The market starts to get very hyped, then you get that one final deep correction that takes out whatever we're gonna form here, and then it's off to the races. And if you want some proof of this, I mean, this is more or less where we're telling you are. Right? It's like in this area, you know.
Okay.
Or no, hold on. Yeah, more or less in this area. I was just making sure this is the COVID crash here. Right, so it's like we're expecting the same kind of thing. All right, you get that nice little rally. You see the rally that breaks the structure, takes out all of this, right? Rallies up, breaks the structure, corrects down hard. This is the COVID. So same idea. Take all of this out, push higher. You know, it's the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Yeah, and we're definitely capitalizing on that heavy. So, you know, take from it what you will, but we have been giving you guys the warnings these past couple of weeks that this is what we're looking at. I mean, like, look, even like this was like I didn't change this yellow line. Like this yellow line Like wherever I started drawing this yellow line is where the yellow line, like where it was. And again, like the market is just taking its time to prove me right, but eventually, I want to say that it will. It's a possibility that it won't, but it, again, I went live on Instagram. I talked about the whole ego versus confidence thing, how they're the same thing. So it might sound egotistical, but eventually the market will prove me right, and that's just the mindset I have to have as an individual. Because if you don't think you're right, then you're playing the wrong game. You have to have confidence in yourself, and nothing but the most confidence in myself.
Yeah, confidence is key, guys. Again, it
See,
really is.
like, see what Cozy said. ETH can 800, right? Everyone's looking for 800. Oh, Bitcoin's gonna go to 8K. Bitcoin's gonna go to 12K. I'm telling you, that's precisely why it won't. Just like everybody's like, oh, it's gonna go to 100K. It's gonna go to 100K. Okay. Yep. Okay. Sure. I'm telling you, if you have the same price targets as every other person on Twitter, every other person on your Facebook, you're probably wrong. You're probably wrong. Just gonna throw that out there, right? You're not the only person saying 800. Everybody in the world's like, oh, Ethereum's gonna go to 800. That's easy to say when it's already at 1100. It's easy to say when it's already at 1100. But what's not easy to say, when it's not easy to see, is the very obvious accumulations happening. So, listen, I'm not telling you guys you have to listen to me. I'm just telling you what we see, and we just give you our opinions, our facts. Remember, we are not new to crypto. I've been holding crypto, monitoring crypto, and correctly calling it since 2015, 2016. It is by far my largest, aside from these last 4 months of trading, 5 months of trading, where I've been like really, really hot on these swing trades. I have all the historical proof.
Just really think about it, right? Like that whole FTX debacle was a major thing, like a major thing, but we never had no follow through after that. That is telling in itself. Like that is super, super telling. Like, okay, we had this major exchange, probably one of the top 3 largest in the world, completely go bankrupt. And yeah, we seen an initial sell-off, but we never seen no follow-through showing that people are still truly selling off their Bitcoin, right? In fact,
people were, but you got to understand, as people like you and me, people that have money, amounts of money that don't matter. Right? So just because you know somebody on Facebook and you know 80 people that sold, those are not the people we're talking about. The people that we're talking about executing are the people that have enough money to buy all of the Bitcoin that everybody on this call have. Right? So again, like you got to throw away the sentiment of everybody else and see the market for what it is. And I'll continue to say this to you guys. For you long-term investors, if you truly believe in Bitcoin hitting 100K plus, which if you understand the halving, if you understand the true cycles, if you understand where interest rates are going in the future, then this becomes a lot more likely to be able to see that. But if you understand that, what I want you guys to also understand is that you really should stop caring if you buy it at 17K, 13K, 15K. Those little differences are not going to matter. You're just going to be happy that you have it from that broader price range when it does start breaking out. So, to each their own, right? But we've been very vocal about it, and I've been very vocal about it. Abel's been talking about it, and it's just,
it was crazy.
Again, you can look at it from the trading perspective, and you could look at it from the investment standpoint, and they're two different things. Like, even if you think it's going lower, you got to ask yourself, okay, well, if this goes back to 60K, and I bought it at 17 when it went down to 12, will I really care? The answer is probably not. And for a lot of you too, it'll also look at like how much money you're putting in. If you're putting in 3 figures, 4 figures, the difference between how much coin you get is virtually minimal. Like you probably shouldn't care. Like if you're buying $50 every week, $100 every week, less than that, $100 a month, whatever it may be, like the difference between how much coin you're gonna get is it's not worth sitting there and trying to wait for this like ultimate price that better to have skin in the game than none. That's the entire point. But yeah, that's really where we see this stuff going. Again, all we could do is give you our opinion and our warnings, and then you guys, we'll run from the information from there, and you'll learn from experience, which is the ultimate goal at the end of the day, is to transfer our experience to you. So yeah, oil continuing to move down. What else did I know? These boys are in EU. I know Kyle is in GU. So these things
Let me
are still
see.
kind of working pretty nice.
Yeah, they finally are starting to move after that little sweep of EU.
Yeah, I mean, look at NAS and SPX. Like I said, once they push above here, I don't think it will be easy to be sustainable. So
Yeah, EU was really just playing that 30-minute, to be honest. Like if you go on
Yeah.
the 30-minute, I know you see exactly what I'm talking about. It was really just
I
playing
don't
that.
I don't use 30-minute charts, but I'll go to it for your.
I mean, I see what it did. Like if you look at
It didn't
for
really
instance,
touch anything structurally
this
though.
Honestly,
1.075, right? Like that little internal pocket of liquidity before the high right there, like 1.075. If you look at it from the 10, I don't ever look at the 30-minute either, but look at it like the 10-minute, 5-minute time frame. Like
Yeah,
you can see
that's
that
it.
there's like a little,
It played with the actual liquidity pocket. Yeah.
yeah, there's like it played within a little pocket right there of liquidity.
I wouldn't even say it really played within. I mean, it really like created a double top. Like it really played with the top of the range.
Yeah, like yeah.
More than
So
anything.
I mean, shit.
That's why we talk about these liquidity pockets, man. Like if you're gonna play like ugly ranges like this, you might as well play at the absolute extreme.
Yeah,
Or
play
don't
at the
play at all.
high highs.
Yeah, like no, like there's no reason to be like, oh, you know, like it wiped this, let's play. It's like just play the main liquidity pocket, or liquidity pockets at all. And if you don't know what a liquidity pocket is, and we all have different words for this, but a liquidity pocket is just if you're in like a downward market, downtrending market, and you get like a shift to structure, and then you get that higher low. It's just the space between the absolute climax low and the first higher low. Like, are there other quote unquote liquidity pockets like inside of like here? Like yes, but that's not the main liquidity pocket. This is the main liquidity pocket. So, yeah, interesting concept again. Like I do think, you know, some of this stuff will continue to fade off. The way I look at this though, this is just begging to get taken on CPI. Like this high and this high. This is just begging to get taken on CPI, and then we get that fall. That would be my path if I had to draw the Wyckoff version of this range.
It gotta go higher. Stay woke.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, where I drew this is irrelevant. The point is that it just goes out of this and then comes back.
That's why I played GU. I knew EU always does some shit like that. Yeah.
Well, bro, what did I just tell you guys before? The euro is stronger. Look at euro GBP. You know, that's why it's not. It's you know, it's situational. If
GU going higher too.
Yeah, if euro GBP was bearish, then the pound would have had a more volatile reaction. But yeah, nonetheless,
So Ray,
I mean,
are you buying GU?
No, there's no need to buy GU.
Nah. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I understand. I would not buy it either.
I mean, I'd rather buy it than sell it right now, personally. But like I said, I want to see 221 get taken. If 1.221 gets taken, you know, maybe it pushes up 15.
Yeah, I'm with Ray. There's nothing inside of here I would play. There's nothing that you'll find in any way that I trade that executes there. So I mean, could it sell off from here? Sure, but is that like an executionable trade for me? No. But again, we all have
little
styles.
1 minute break of
For Kyle, he can execute.
No, I see it. Abel's marking this little 1 minute break of structure. I see the same thing on GU. We got a little 1 minute. It rated some.
But you guys aren't done. I mean, at this point, I mean, it's 10 a.m. Like, I mean,
I mean, I'm just marking it up, but at this point, now that we did create those equal highs, and I'm looking back at EU. I know you guys are more so on GU, but now that we created these equal highs, these relative highs, it is very possible for this to actually go ahead and run it. Now, what I would see for EU in order for me to actually be, oh, you're back on my screen? Cool. Right. Because I was considering taking something like this, right? Because we did see a nice little shift again, you know, came back below. But again, now it's just a concept of, is this just literally continuously building liquidity? All right. And in order for me now to look for some type of a short opportunity, I probably would want to see maybe run below this low, pull back up, and then see something like that. All right. Because just like what was mentioned, like playing in between this range right here, I mean, this thing could literally just stay inside of here, just playing around, just building up a lot of liquidity, accumulating a lot of orders and things. So I don't know.
If it breaks that low, bro, I'm probably even more likely to not sell it even more. Like the highs, like I
The
see
high,
what y'all see, but the highs is what
Yeah, those
I'm
high the
afraid
highs
of.
are but
It's the
the highs might
high.
not get taken till CPI. The highs are going to be taken on CPI. Let me just say that the highs are not going to get taken pre CPI unless it's today. Unless this just continues up in the next like hour and a half. Those highs are going to get taken on CPI because again, the news is widely expected to be that it's going down, and then again the expect so it's gonna it's gonna take it on CPI. Just understand
yeah.
when you have your liquidity build up like that before a news, and the news is in support of a bullish EU, then
This
I
is where
mean
this is where I'll be taking my buys from down here at this level. All right, I will be taking my buys down at 1.067 below that range, personally speaking.
yeah I
Right,
mean
just coming back into this last lower level of selling pressure before we ultimately shifted. So for me, if we just see this short-term sweep of these lows, then I think order flow is going to really just continue until we get down into here,
that's fair
right?
enough. I mean
And
it's
then
all this
from
it's
and
all
then
depends
from
on how it plays out.
there, yeah, obviously there's a lot.
I like all the setups. I mean,
I mean,
like
they're
again,
all
like
valid
some
setups.
people like to scalp like that. Some people like Devin will probably take all those sells and buys.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's all again as long as it follows your rules at the end of the day. Shit, take it. All right. Again, I'm all about taking these jabs, So if I'm able to see again the market just show some type of strength, it's because I am again, this is a 2 minute time frame, guys, right? So we are talking very low time frame. So if I see something like this, especially like now that the market is open, I'm gonna assume that order flow has shifted bearish for today, at least for the start of New York session itself, until we get back down into a major area of demand, which for me is going to be down here at these lows around the 1.06 level. So that's why I'm looking at it that way. And I'm very comfortable taking that 100%. Right. So we'll see how it plays out, though. We will see how it plays out. Because again, the market going to do what it wants to do at the end of the day.
So let me ask you
Let's
this,
just hope
and
oil tanks.
and I mean you're absolutely right. The market's gonna do what it's gonna do, and this is why you have to essentially take your edge because when you try to pick and choose, that's when you miss out. So
That's a fact.
I respect it 100%. My one question would be is because I see the lower time frame shifts, but I've always been a guy where it's like it matters what happens, but it also matters where it's happening. So the fact that the highs look so suspicious, I can't even pay attention to these lower time frame shifts of structure until it aligns with my higher time frame shifts of structure, or points of liquidity rather. My higher time frame doesn't have to switch structure, but it should at least align with areas of liquidity. So are you more of the mindset of, okay, like I said, you see your edge, you're going to take it, but is it that you don't necessarily need to see it align with the higher time frame right away, or you just think it's going to happen later on?
I mean, I always keep the higher time frame in mind for sure. Right. But for me, again, since I am playing these lower time frames, I just like to play these little swings, right? These little swings in the move that can align with the bigger picture. All right. Especially when we are already seeing, some type of internal sweeps right here, these levels of structure. Again, I like that, right? I like that. Those is giving me confirmation, especially seeing this still sweep of this break of structure right here, and then seeing it come back below inside of not just this range, but also below this range. That tells me that we could see this thing really give us at least lower pricing. Where can we target these equal lows? Now, once we get below those equal lows, guess what? There's probably a ton of orders. This could be an area where people that did start to sell from here start to go ahead and take profit as well. Right. So there's probably gonna be a lot of profit taking that happens, but that, in my opinion, is not going to overall change the order flow of what I believe the current trend is for right now. All that's doing is that's giving me a run of these lows, but more so a break of structure confirmation that we're probably going to continue at least down into this level, right? Because my biggest target is back down to these lows. Like that's really ultimately where I would love to see EU get to. Because then I do think that we could see the markets, especially since we created these equal highs now. I think there's a good chance that we do go back all the way back to the upside. So it's more so just trying to play the swings in the market inside of the range, where you are more so just waiting for the break of the range to get that confirmation before you go ahead and really, make your move, which again, that's valid as well. Because if we do break the range, then yeah, that's just going to give us even more confirmation of the move. But these internal breaks as well are also plays that you could take 100% of the time. At least I like to. And that's just my thought process on it for sure.
Got you.
We're gonna see what the market does. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love trading. We're able to see things differently, have different perspectives. And as long as you just stick with your edge in the market, that's really what matters at the end of the day. Especially if you've been doing it a while. Like the reason I'm confident in stuff like this, because again, y'all know I've been doing this, right? So I've seen this play out as well a bunch of times, but it's because that's what I'm looking for. Like I'm actively looking for these type of things. Right. You guys could probably be seeing it too, but since you're not actually looking for it specifically in your head, you better be like, oh man, it might not play out as much as you might think. Right. But me, I look for this shit consistently. That's why I have a lot more confidence in these type of moves. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, how you guys liking this, family? This is what I love about our team, right? We actually speak our opinions in our minds. You know what I'm saying? And we actually go ahead and bounce off ideas off each other. But even if we do not agree, we always talk it out, right? We always try to figure out what the other perspective is. And I think that's more valuable than any type of trade signal we can call out, any type of idea we can give y'all. Like just having these conversations amongst traders that already been doing it for years, I think is extremely valuable, all right? And just sticking with your bias, though, at the end of the day is probably, I'm not going to say it's the most important thing, but it kind of is, right? Especially if it already got you to a point of success in your trading career. So it's and one thing you'll realize about us, family, it's never no shade, it's never no hate. Like it's just honest curiosity as to why we're looking for certain things. That's
Facts.
what I would like
and
to
listen,
see.
if you guys been enjoying the stream, go hit that like button, man. We have 140 people on this with only 40 likes. Nah, I think we deserve a little bit more than that, family.
Yeah.
But we love and appreciate y'all either way, as you guys know.
Nah, that's disrespectful, family. Come on, we need this. We need those likes up. Come on. We need those likes up. Like we actually coming on here, family, and we're being as transparent, as vulnerable as possible with not just giving you guys the ideas, but even talking about, going against our own partners' ideas and stuff like that, right? Like you got to have a level of you got to have a set of balls to be able to do stuff like how we're doing it, personally speaking, when we all know that we have similar ideas, a way of trading, but also there's a lot of differences as well. Man, I just spilled my coffee. Interesting. All right, so that's what I'll be looking for. Yeah. Let's see. What GU do? GU really didn't do too much stuff.
We up like about 20 pips. I'll let you guys know when to go. Stop loss at break even.
Yeah, Kyle, go crazy, my boy. What was your targets again for this, Kyle?
I'm targeting 1.9740. So like that imbalance. If you go in the 1 hour, I just want to see that imbalance get filled.
Oh, you're targeting way to the downside.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But let's see.
We'll see how it plays out ultimately. All right, but what else are you guys looking at? Skags, Ray, you guys are just writing out the ones that you guys are currently in? Nothing else stick out to y'all?
I'm gonna just switch to my screen real quick, and I'm gonna just step away for a moment if you guys don't mind. But I'm just still in this oil, guys. Still looking at these sells. Still holding GJ. Again, the market really hasn't done much today. It's been kind of boring, to be quite honest with you. These are not moves that really interest me to any to any degree. It's been kind of just a a conversational morning for the most part. But again, with CPI news later this week, the market is gonna have to go through its little range and supply and demand metrics here. But yeah, just continue to hold these. I'm going to step away for just like 2-3 minutes though, family. I'll be right back. I'm going to leave you in the good, capable hands of these boys here. So I'll be right back.
Let's get it. Let's see. Most of the times y'all do agree, but we all looking for certain confirmations when losing our money, no matter what the next man say. Though we take it all like, yeah, 100% Oscar. All right, because again, like the overall direction for the most part, we usually all are in agreement. Just like how you mentioned, it's usually just where we're actually trying to execute on those positions is usually what might differ a little bit based on, our own confirmations, which is actually beneficial for y'all because then you guys can go ahead and see all of our confirmations and, create a edge that works best for you guys at the end of the day. Let's see. They dropping sauce. Thank you guys for smashing that like button as well. You guys literally doubled the likes ever since I said that. So I don't know if you guys you guys were just waiting for me to get a little aggressive, but we appreciate y'all, right? It's all love, man. Again, our biggest goal, family, is to really grow the Profit Society to the highest level possible. Like we really want 10,000 active, right, by the end of this year, right? And it's very possible. I truly believe we're going to accomplish that goal. So if you guys are definitely just getting any type of value, just show us love. We do this for you guys, but a simple like goes a very long way in the YouTube space, right? We want to make sure that everybody else that's looking for trading information on YouTube, we want to make sure that they identify us as a valuable source to go to. That's for damn sure. Let's see. Yes, you do deserve it. Thanks for the reminder. Hit the like button. We do appreciate y'all. Appreciate you guys as well. Let's get better at hitting that like button. Yeah, now shout out to y'all too. That's also showing putting some pressure on everybody to smash that like button. It means a lot. Let's see. We ain't gonna touch your gangster with the likes. Yeah, right. Let's go, Quentin. Kyle sounded boosted up today. Yeah, that boy Kyle, man. Been going to the gym crazy.
Kyle on that pre-workout.
Yeah, most people have a morning coffee. Kyle just has a morning pre-workout. He don't even go to the gym till the afternoon, but he take that pre-workout first thing in the morning.
I'm sipping on pre-workout all day.
Yeah, that's it. That boy.
Stay woke.
Boy,
he's
stay
also
woke.
Dirty Sprite.
He's also taking that morning injection. I'm giving away the
Oh,
sauce.
no. Oh,
Hell
no.
That
no.
boy on that.
Hell no.
I'm giving away the sauce.
Don't put disrespect on the boys.
Yeah, tell them,
Hi,
guys.
baby.
Now,
Listen,
Kyle did get
I
mad.
joke
Look.
and troll on Kyle enough. I have to come to his defense just this one time.
Yeah.
Kyle
Soak it
did
in,
get
Kyle,
big,
because it's
bro.
not gonna happen again.
Kyle did get big though. Like, look, I played Division I football. You got big hella fast, bro. Like, I know you in the gym lifting and all, but hey, questions that need answers, bro.
Yo, on some real, whoever's hopping on this session and not going to the gym, I don't know what you're doing. So go to the gym and honestly, just eat, y'all. Eat. Y'all gotta eat, man. Y'all gotta eat.
Yo,
as much as possible.
Bro, what brand do you use, bro?
Oh man, I can't give any free promo until I have my code.
That boy said I need an affiliate link before I did that.
I'm talking about what brand of needles and shit. Like, I need that.
No,
bro.
come on, bro.
No
Yeah,
needles.
Chill out.
No needles.
Nah, that boy all natural, my guy. He
I'll tell you guys one thing,
drink
though.
that pre-workout like his juice, man. I would
Alex
advise you
Raposi.
though. Watch your heart health, my guy.
You guys know Alex Hermosi. He's good at business. He talks about what you guys need to eat. Alex Hermosi will give you guys a good.
Bro, that man Alex be eating like the desserts, bro, for dinner. Like,
yeah, that's what I eat. Y'all could eat whatever you want as long as you hit the gym every day. You're gonna get big. Like, you could eat burgers and fries, bro. Like, honestly.
That is cap. As somebody that knows how to train heavily, don't get me wrong. Like, I haven't been consistent in the gym for a while, but as somebody that's been an athlete my entire life, I can tell you right now, everybody ain't got that luxury, bro.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true. Now it depends on like where your starting point is. Me, I started off hella skinny, so that's what I had to do. For some people, if you're starting off a little bigger, then yeah, you guys eat less. So, that's facts. If you're
I wish
swole,
I could have dessert for dinner.
Put it this way. It's like trading. Not every strategy gonna work for you.
Ray is also like 6 foot. I'm like 5'7", so
Bro, I'm like 6'3", bro.
yeah. So, if you're small, you gotta bulk. If you're
Facts.
a little bigger, you gotta cut up.
Facts. I seen Kyle like a month ago in Florida, and this boy was looking brolic. Made me be disappointed in my damn self. I'm like, damn, am I really this small? Nah, well, bro, what you're doing though is motivating, bro. No lie. Like, you really had me thinking about getting into the gym. I haven't done it yet, but at least you had me thinking about it. That's a start. No cap.
Hey man, by the end of the year, all of us on this session are gonna be looking better than when we started. That's all I can say. As long as you guys put that shit in, just like how we do with trading, and study the best. Alex Hermosi, one of the best.
I don't even think he gives out workout tips like that, do we?
Not really workout tips, but it's all in the diet, bro. Like, he does talk about some workout shit sometimes, but the diet is everything. A lot of people lacking that.
Bro,
He's elite though, and just his business mind and business acumen is
his next
he's
level.
elite, bro.
Just
It's
so you
elite.
know, the same guy who's saying to focus on diet is the same guy who tells me to go eat things like Zaxby's. So Kyle Young, his definition of diet, involves brand names you would see during like the Super Bowl.
Listen,
Just
Zaxby's is
to
elite.
throw that out
Zaxby's is
there.
elite.
Zaxby's is elite. I'm not even gonna lie. All right, family, in the chat, because we had this conversation privately, right? Are you guys taking Zaxby's or
Or
what's
Canes.
or Canes?
If your
Zaxby's or
vote is
Canes?
not for Canes, just
Neither.
Zaxby's or Canes for those of you guys that will take the choice. I'm taking Zaxby's over Canes. Canes is elite. I'm not even gonna lie, but I'm taking Zaxby's.
Zaxby's chicken's not that good, bro.
What?
It's bad. It's small. It's not the same
What?
quality. It's
Man.
y'all are out of your mind. Unless the Zaxby's over here specifically in Myrtle Beach isn't that great. I mean, I am at a tour. I mean, I'll give it one more try. I'll go to Texas specifically, so I know the food culture is a little bit nicer, and we'll try it one more time. But
Oh,
if
Muhammad
not,
said
I'll
he's
catch
in
y'all at
UK.
Canes.
Muhammad's in UK. I like you got to go to that Nando's out in UK, bro.
Nando's,
Yeah, I keep hearing about this.
That
place.
Nando's go crazy. I'm coming back just for that.
I'm seeing a lot more Zaxby's than Canes. Stay
I'm
woke.
down to go
Yeah,
to the
so
UK.
am I. I'm a little disappointed in the chat. No cap. I feel like the people that are saying Zaxby's just don't have a Canes near them. That's okay though.
Nah.
That is
I don't
true.
even
I
have
do
a
not have
Canes near me.
Canes.
I gotta travel. That's like one of the, it's like 10% of the reason I go to Arizona all the time.
Nah, I'm definitely a Zaxby guy. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, Canes is lit though. Like anytime I'm in Texas, that's my go-to. But when I'm anywhere else, I'm sticking with my Zaxby's.
Bro, I gotta show you some real food in Texas, bro. You gotta go to Timmy Chan's, bro.
Velvet taco.
Only the real know. Only the real know. The Timmy Chan's, bro. You gotta go to the hood, get some Timmy Chan's.
If I would live in Texas, I would eat velvet taco every day.
We talking tacos or we
Oh
talking?
my
That's so
god!
funny.
Did you
That's-
just say that, bro?
That's the place that Jordan wants to take
Bro,
me to.
I love velvet taco, bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
Jordan
Velvet
will
Taco is
stop
not a
DMing
place
me
you
about
go
Velvet
to
Taco.
often, bro. Velvet Taco is a place you try once in every blue moon just to try something different. That is not a place that you just go to eat like on a regular. It's like their food is weird, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's weird, bro.
Some of these 10 a.m. opens are kind of interesting.
I know, right?
The market is just stuck today.
Let's see, Muhammad. I don't think you're the only person from the UK, Muhammad. There's no way. I know we have probably a
there's
lot
no
more.
way you're the only person from the UK on the call.
Oh, George said he's been plant-based and vegan for over 20 years. Wow.
Holy
Shout out.
shit.
Shout out to my guy George, man.
Yo, George, I'm gonna need you to DM me some tasty plants because I can't find any.
Bro, how do you stay full, bro, without spending $500,000 on vegetables?
Nah, I mean, honestly,
I just love the discipline.
I mean, with inflation, you could make the argument that some stuff is actually cheaper in like the produce
Bro, eggs is $7
Yeah, I was
right
just say
now, bro.
eggs. Yeah, eggs. The price of eggs be going crazy. Like if you're trying to hit the gym and you're trying to get your protein intake, you should probably look for anything other than eggs right now. Because
Mm-hmm.
I eat mad eggs, by the way. This is often times too why I do go to like Chick-fil-A and like stuff like that for breakfast. Because I just go and I get very simple, bro. Nothing crazy, just egg on a biscuit. I don't get no cheese. I don't get no bacon. I don't get none of that other nonsense.
Oh,
Mostly because
you get the
they don't know how to make
contaminated
it.
eggs, bro?
Contaminated egg, bro. Egg is egg,
Hell
my guy.
yeah. Nah, bro, they be
Yeah,
putting
they all
mad
come. They do.
steroids
They
in
all
that
come
shit.
out of this. No, they all come out of the same. If you think that, then
They do come out of the same, bro. But if you don't think that they be adding mad artificial chemicals in your eggs, you crazy. I'd rather make it at home where I know
I
it's.
mean, bro, I do both, bro. I eat two breakfasts, so it's I have my first morning breakfast, which is usually like oatmeal or like eggs at home, and then I have a after session, right? So like once we end this session, there's like a 95% chance that I go and I get in my car and I go get like a coffee or something, and that's usually when I cop like an additional like little egg sandwich.
They got you eating powder eggs, like Kosi said.
Shout out to James Troy. He said off of MLK. I already know what that means. Any MLK, they got the best food, bro. Any MLK in any city you go to, it don't matter if it's Miami, Houston, LA, any MLK street got the hardest food.
We probably should have. I probably should have just bought more Nasdaq today instead of playing games with it. Just out of curiosity, family, can you guys like if you are in a trade off any of the analysis that we went over, drop what you're in on the chat. I wanna do a little roll call real quick. Let me get a roll call. If you guys are in oil, even if it's from Sunday's call or like yesterday in the Discord, just give me a little roll call if you guys are in anything. Just so I can get an understanding of what I should like be ticking through here as I'm just looking at charts. So Cozy's in GU. Let's see, Eric's I'm in oil from yesterday. Oil. Okay, a lot of people are in oil. EU and GU. Okay, cool. Yeah, EU and GU. I mean, again, these have been pretty lackluster. I'm telling you guys, like, you might get these nice, like, again, like I'm with Abel. Like, you probably do get like a nice push down to this 10, right below 107. I think he was looking somewhere inside of here, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, down at those areas, yeah.
Yeah, it was a different time frame, I think, but he's definitely looking down here. I definitely agree with that, and then I do agree with Ray as well that these highs are going to get swiped before news, or if not right after news. So yeah, if you guys are holding these again, like if it's EUGU, once we kind of get below this level, I'd probably go break even because again you're against the momentum and stuff. Oil. I have not went break even. My entry's up here, guys, and I moved this entire move down. I did not go break even, and that's because again for my swing trades I have a rule, and that's like I need a 2-leg move. So this is leg 1, and this will be leg 2, and then once we break below here, then I'll go break even, because I don't want to risk getting knocked out at break even on some nonsense just for it to kind of go down. I'd rather just take the original loss because I already accepted that yesterday. So again, if oil does break lower today or tonight, then you guys can go break even on it. GJ, again, like it's done nothing all day. Like this has literally like just been a mess of noise all morning. So we're not in control of the markets, family. We just flow with it. So I can't make this stuff move.
I just read a post too, Lily, on Facebook that said trading has got to be one of the most boring careers in the world. It's just a bunch of waiting.
No, it really is. Like you guys gotta understand when we have these little side conversations about like Canes and like trust me, more times than not, yeah, it's to waste time because again we're at the will of the markets, man. Like you guys gotta understand, this is really one of the most boring careers, especially if you're doing it by yourself. Like if you're not a part of a community and you're not like talking with people and stuff like that, like this really is like the world's most annoying and boring profession you could be a part of. It's not fun.
Especially,
why do I hate when people say that, bro? Like,
you know what it is though. Especially like it's like once you gain more experience, it gets to that point where it's like it's so repetitive that it's the same thing over and over and over again. That's why I agree with it.
It can be enjoyable. You can have like fun moments of trading. Like it's not like I'm not saying it's like miserable and like you're gonna want to like hang yourself. Some days maybe. But but overall, it is like on the boring, tedious, repetitive You
But that's
know,
and
patience,
that's how it's supposed to
discipline.
be. Like it's supposed to
Yeah.
be systematic to that point. I mean, but what's your thought process, right? Like what do you feel about that?
I mean, I genuinely love just understanding what the charts are doing, bro. So it's like for me, it's like as monotonous and repetitive as it may be. Word of the day, monotonous. But as repetitive as it is, I actually
Monotonous.
love it. Like personally, like I have to kind of pull myself off the charts at times just to, go do other types of business, But
But I would still ask you though. I mean, like, yeah, because I enjoy it too, but that doesn't mean that it's not still like you can enjoy something that is often seen as like boring. But I do feel you. Like I am the same way.
yeah,
Hold on. I had to define what that word monotonous means real quick, because that's definitely the word of the
It's
day.
like boring. Like
this is the
Hold on.
stuff my mom used to do when I was growing up. She would use large 5-syllable words when it was just the four of us at home, and it's like nobody's here but us. It's like you don't have to use these types of words. So I've been able to grow up with a different type of vernacular.
I've been trying to really expand mine, to be honest with you.
the fact I hear Ray use the word vernacular so much, and I think he's the only person in my circle anywhere that uses that word. So
You
if you
got
need proof, it's that there's your proof right there.
you
Hold
gotta
on.
you gotta you gotta you gotta
Now I
drop
gotta
it on from time to time because you gotta be versatile. I can resonate with a lot of different types of people. You know what I'm saying?
hold on. Hold on. I'm defining vernacular now too. Hold on.
Oh, by the way, is anybody in AUD CAD? Did anybody, or did y'all just, was y'all just watching me mark that up on Sunday and didn't execute?
I was in the audience. I didn't execute personally. Let me tab over to AUD CAD for you though. I know that boy as analysis. I know where he was selling it from because again, I wasn't really looking at it, and it was like this. And I had to guess your stop loss was probably super tight like that. But yeah, he flowed in. What are you floating up right now? 30,
It was like a little over. Well, it didn't.
56, 55 pips.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
is.
I know you got a little bit of a different entry because like I don't know what happened, but I think you like closed it out or something. But yeah, nonetheless, like the 55, 50 pips, pretty nice. If you want to share your screen though, I could switch it over as well. If you want to talk about it, somebody said just drop a trade and then go play Battlefield. That's like
Yeah.
what we used to do. We used to be heavy on the Call of Duty. I'm not playing no games till Hogwarts Legacy comes out though. Y'all can call me a nerd all you want. I need that
Yeah,
Wizarding
man.
World game, bro. I need to Avada Kedavra some people down. I
I
need to
haven't picked up
Crucio
this.
some students.
I
I need
haven't
to,
picked up the sticks in a while, neither.
yeah, it's been a while since I played any game. Especially on like a controller,
That's
or a
good.
shoot. I should say a shooting game because I
We
played.
leaving
other
video
games.
games in 2022. Let's go.
Hey, man. I'm not gonna lie, I like my video games, but there's a time and place for it.
Yeah, it's a
Billions.
fact. You can't be
We
playing it every
billions,
day,
brother.
all day.
We
Yeah,
need.
I can't be playing when I got goals I still gotta hit first. Like
Yeah, there we go.
No,
Oil.
Kizzy. If you playing video games in the middle of the day, that's wild. Like late at night is low key acceptable. But
again, as long as you accomplish some goals for the day, I don't care what time you play.
Yeah, as
Just
long
just
as you, yeah, it can't
just
be the
accomplish
first thing you
something
do. Yeah.
first. Yeah, that's just my rule of thumb. You just gotta accomplish something first.
And especially too, like now, like at the end of the year, the beginning of the year, I'm not really like doing that. You know, that's like, again, when Hogwarts Legacy comes out at the end of February, that'll be, or the beginning of February, that'll be like the one exception because I've been waiting like what's now been years for this game to come out. But aside from that, like again, like you gotta accomplish something before you go
That
and
is a
start
fact.
doing that. But for those of you guys in oil, we're starting to finally get some movement. Beautiful hour candle, leaving a nice wick at the top, starting to close down pretty strong. So yeah, for those of you guys that are in that, again, we're gonna hold it. You guys know, like, this is day 2 of the oil trade. You know, there's probably still gonna be day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, and you know, who knows where it ends. Because certainly not me. There's no end in sight for me yet.
Let's see. Trading is much funner in a group. That I agree with, Free Zone. 100% it is.
I've never not traded in a group, to be honest.
Facts.
I don't even know what that's like. From the moment I started trade, like I mean, that's probably the thing for most of us, right? Like most of us probably have never really not been part of a community at some points, you know, or for a majority. Like most,
Yeah.
I know most of you guys have been around for some years, so
Yeah, we grew up in communities. I'm not even gonna lie.
yeah, that's a fact. I mean, I did a little bit of like trading in like stocks before I got to forex, and that was kind of solo. But I
Not
was a part of
me.
Tim Sykes stuff, so technically that was a group.
Bro,
It
how
wasn't
was
a
it?
good group.
Like, is he legit or is he like?
No, no. I mean, so let me not say that. I mean, I would say he's more legit from the investing standpoint than he is like the day trading. Like
So not like a
I
technical
wouldn't take
perspective.
signals from him, but I would be open to hearing his like longer term biases.
I mean, long term bullish, simple.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, especially in stocks where like the idea is you're usually owning them. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
That's
don't know.
Yeah.
In terms of his strategy, again, it's not my cup of tea. And again, that was also
Monotonous.
like 8 years ago. I'm sure he's doing stuff different these days. So who knows? Maybe
yeah,
he's
trading
creating
has
smart money
evolved
concepts.
immensely. Like even though a lot of the concepts that especially you trade, they've been around for since the beginning of time, but just the level of awareness has increased a lot towards different strategies. It's like a lot of people are coming into trading, like learning liquidity and stuff. Like if they're getting started in 2022, 20 like or this year versus when we got started.
That's a
I was
fact.
I learned.
You know what that's called?
What's that?
It's called the market guru cycle, and it's talked about in trading for a living.
You know,
Really?
Yeah,
what's
because
crazy?
there's certain times where like concepts will be better, right? So they'll be like I mean again like we like to believe that our strategy is so in tune with the people that operate the market that like we will never be out of sync. Although that's not technically true. Like there are times where like the market is just way more annoying than it usually is. But like when you're using things like RSI and like MACD and like Fibonacci stuff, like usually like the market will flow with one of those better for like a year, year and a half, 2 years, and then like the sentiment changes a little bit, the volatility changes a little bit, and then like another indicator starts popping off. So it's like the market guru cycle is like, you know, the reason why there's usually fresh people, like fresh educators, so to speak, every like 3 4 years, and you see new names always popping up in trading is because, you know, those people might be trading for like 9 10 years, but like there might be 3 solid years where like their strategy is like really in tune with the market, and like that's where they'll rise to stardom because again obviously they're performing better. So like the market has cycles, technically strategies, you know, have cycles where they perform better and don't perform better. And if you track your trading, you will actually see this. You know, you'll see that like some months you just perform better, and it's not always your fault. Sometimes you follow your rules perfectly, but the market's just not currently in tune with that, and it's not as effective as it normally would be. That's why we talk about tweaking your strategy all the time, right? Like every 4 or 5 months, like you should be tweaking to make sure that, you know, the exact execution parameters you're using today are, you know, in tune with the market. Because even though you're trading order blocks and balances and efficiencies, you know, they again, there are little subtle differences that will happen over the years that you have to kind of tweak. And if you read
Now,
trading for a living, it will talk about that and it'll really open up your mind. And that's why I preach tweaking, right? Test, tweak, repeat. Test, tweak, repeat.
now I got
Test
a
your
question.
strategy, read
I
the
got,
data, tweak it, repeat over
I
and
got,
over and
and I
over.
got a question for y'all now too, right? Well, with the rise of the internet and access to information, right? You know how they say 5% of traders normally lose 95% or 95% lose, 5% win. Do you think that that is still an accurate statement, or do you think that the
Yes.
level of accurate or winning and people has increased to maybe 10%
If
or
you're
so
asking,
in general? Yeah, because I think that 5% rule that's been around forever, well before shit forex was even a popular thing,
I would
right?
say if anything, it probably got worse. I would say like 96 to 97, and I'll tell you why. There's more people trading these days.
That's a fact.
So I would say the success rate longer term probably still has not increased. And you got to take into account that statistic is over like set amount of years. Like that's like over like a 3 year period. Like that statistic changes depending on how long they've traded. So like if you take everybody that's ever traded ever, and you look at the success rate and like you're qualifying anybody and everybody, then yeah, the failure rate's like 98, 99%. But now if you like niche that down and you say, okay, well, let's look at all the people that only have 2 years of experience trading, then yeah, then the chance of success increases, because now you're like, okay, maybe no 98% of these people don't fail, maybe it is like 95%. And then if you look at like our demographic, you're like, okay, let's look at the people that have been trading for 5 years. It's like if you have 5 years of experience, then like yeah, there is a chance that you are more profitable, because most people have given up by then, so they don't fall and they don't affect the statistics anymore. So I think it really depends on how you look at it. If you play it from our perspective of people that have been trading for like 5 years, like I mean, I've been in the game 8 years. You've been in the game 8 years. You know, Kyle and Ray, again, both above 5 years experience. If you take us, yeah, we with our experience level, we probably have a higher. Our group probably has a higher overall success rate, but I don't think if you include like everybody ever, there's way too many people that traded in 2020, 2021 that absolutely failed and are no longer in the market.
I was just about to say that, bro. Like, I feel like I feel like between 2019 and probably 2021, there was probably tens of millions of people introduced to trading and I know 90% of those people, 95% of those people are not trading today.
Yep,
and I mean, say what we want about our previous, group, but they definitely exposed millions of people, to the concept. So I feel like with that, I definitely believe the number is probably higher than ever, because trading in the past 5 years has become more popular than ever, but more people have failed. So
I agree.
I
I
agree.
agree, because there was so many people that literally got exposed over the last 3 years for sure that at least attempted to.
Right.
Yeah, so it just depends if you're including those people or just the experienced people. Somebody said that like SPX, speaking of gurus, that would include you. Like, of course that would include me. Like, I'm a part of that cycle too. Like, if you guys don't think I have bad like streaks of bad months, you're crazy. Like right now, I'm on like I'm beyond the top of my game right now. Like, and I know that. Like, I know my dip is incoming. I'm aware of that. That's why I'm also executing a little less. I'm being more conservative. I'm just riding out my long-term winners that I already have, because I know eventually the market will try to humble me, and that's cool. You know, because if you look at the months before September, you look at like my August, my July, my June. If you look at like those months, like I was not at the top of my game. You know, I had the PAM that I took losses on. I had personal accounts that I wasn't doing great on. And then it really took those losses for me to like recenter myself and be like, okay, hold on, like let me get realigned with myself. I'm not performing the way I should. So yeah, of course we have cycles. That's why the four of us are so powerful. Because if I'm off my game, you know, Ray can still be on his game. Kyle could still be on his game, right? They could be off and I could be on. So you guys are always getting somebody that's more or less, you know, gonna be on. You know, even if three of us are off, the chances are that one person is gonna be in tune with the market and be able to provide value. So again, that's why us coming together is also like crucial. And I also think that, you know, other communities, you know, communities of one people is tough, because when that person's off, you know, the whole community kind of suffers. So yeah, the rule absolutely applies to us. I would never say that it doesn't. I would never say that it doesn't. I'm too transparent to do that. I'm not immune to this. You know, it's the reality of the market. It's going to be your reality too. That's why we have to be transparent, because you're going to have times where you're just not profitable for 3-4 months, and it's going to suck. But it's a part of the process. It doesn't mean you're bad. It doesn't mean you're terrible at what you do. It just means you're off. Right, great salespeople go, you know, weeks without leads, without closing sales.
And I love how you're emphasizing that, bro, because like one of the biggest things too, just to add on to that, is that when you do have a strategy that works and you have proven that it works, just because you're going through a losing streak doesn't mean that you have to go and try to change your whole strategy up to learn a whole different style. Like if you're learning how to trade regular, you know, smart money, right? But because it's not working for 2-3 weeks, and now you're getting discouraged, and now you start learning something like harmonics, right? Or something like Elliott wave, you're only going to hurt your own ability to get back to that profitable level that you were at. All right. So you got to just really stick to what you're doing, to make those little tweaks, those little changes to your strategy. Don't change the entire thing, because you're already proven that it works. Just you go through that little period of time where, you know, you're learning a lot, make these tweaks, and then eventually you're going to get back to that profitability zone. Because we all went through massive losing streaks. Like all of us have, right? Like all of us on this call. I went through craziest losing streaks where I thought I lost my mojo. I'm like, damn, do I really know how to trade anymore? But then you got to just really lock in and just go back to the basics, start back at the basics, and just work your way back into it.
Yeah, back to the basics is key, because sometimes you'll find that you're overcomplicating things. You could do a lot with basics as long as you stick to the rules and, you know, follow a systematic approach. That's really just the key. And that's what our focus inside of the community is always going to be.
Yeah. Overcomplicating is a curse, man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Trading is such a deep rabbit hole. You can always find something new to look at and try to. And now you have a million barriers in front of you before you even take a trade. Now you're missing out on trades because you have so many prerequisites before you take an entry. You know, so
that's a fact.
I agree with that 100%. Just keep it simple.
That's a fact.
Your profitability comes from consistency and a large amount of data being generated, not a trade by trade basis. So
that's a fact.
There is a question. I don't know if you want to, because you just put me.
Are you talking about the question from Dom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. I was gonna say this is probably the last question we're probably gonna address, because we are like way over. Market's kind of just doing its thing. We're just gonna ride stuff out, but I do want to address this question from Dom to kind of wrap it up. He says, "What do y'all think about AI, specifically ChatGPT?" So I think I speak on behalf of everybody on the call when I say we absolutely fucking love it. Incredibly useful. I mean, I'm big on AI. Incredibly useful. Will be even more massively useful in the future, where it's connected to the current internet and it can give us current results and current data, because right now it is limited to anything prior to September 2021, so you cannot ask it anything that's relatively new. But it is a great tool. I utilize it all the time. I feel like it's great for learning. I'll tell you guys one thing that I use it for, and it's actually for books, right? So like a great thing you could do, like if I recommend you guys a book, just open up ChatGPT and be like, hey, give me all the key points of, and then just enter the book title. And it's going to spit out everything that book's about. It'll give you all the core key points of that book. Obviously, you're at the will of the AI here, right? So the AI could leave something out that you find even more immensely valuable. So I'm not telling you to not read the book, but at least you can understand if there's stuff inside the book that you want to go deeper with. And then once it gives you the key points, again, it's an AI, so follow up with it. Say like, okay, explain point one even further. And then if it explains it further and there's still something you don't understand, ask it to explain it further. And you can really go deep with like books like that. So that's something that I've been using it with. I've been seeing book recommendations, and I've just been asking AI to give me the key points, to give me like the spark notes of it, and then I'm asking it to go deeper and asking it to go deeper and asking it to go deeper, and like it's just a great learning tool.
I agree. You know what's crazy though? We gotta shout out that boy Elon, bro. Elon is really tapped into damn near everything right now with Tesla, right? And what he's doing with the electronic game, with SpaceX, with fucking ChatGPT, with Neuralink.
Yeah, because if you guys didn't know, the company behind ChatGPT, OpenAI, that's an Elon Musk company. That's why we're making this connection, by the way.
Shout out that boy Elon, man. He's really ahead of the freaking game. It's actually pretty insane. And no, you don't
you do not have to buy the AI. The AI is free. You can just go just search ChatGPT. It'll bring you to the OpenAI website, and it's absolutely free. Eventually, it will have a cost, and it's gonna cost me a lot because it's not gonna be impossible for me to live without it. But that's fine. I'll spend all the monies.
I mean, I will throw a disclaimer out there though. If you use it, be prepared to go down rabbit holes. I'm just saying.
You're gonna get lost for hours. It's like a YouTube wormhole. Yeah, it's very easy, like a YouTube wormhole.
You know what's crazy? I don't even use Google like that no more. I usually go straight to OpenAI now when I have questions.
You know what, bro? Let me show you something even better. You go to a website called u.com. This is an AI search engine. So this is actually built on top of ChatGPT. So you could search something like best laptop. And it's gonna give you a whole bunch of stuff. It's all look. So here's the AI letting you know that you can start to chat with the search engine, and you can ask it so you can I would tell you all to embrace AI.
Oh yeah, I'm
These
with
things are
that.
obviously not useful for trading, but this could be useful for like news. Like you could search, Forex news, and then you could be like, it's gonna give you Forex news. You're like, oh, well, it wants to explain stuff to me first. I've actually never used AI. Like, what's the word with the euro? you know.
Damn, I might have to use this for now on. No cap.
But yeah,
Hey, Devin,
just
you
a
getting
cool.
Neuralink? Devin, you getting Neuralink?
I will be getting Neuralink.
I'm
I don't know
right
if I'll
behind
be
you.
I don't know if I'll be first in line for Neuralink. I want to make sure people don't die. But yeah, bro, plug me into the internet. Absolutely. You know how dangerous that would be? I'm hitting billions quick. You give me direct access? Oh yeah, nah.
Let's
I'll be
see.
sending signals from my mind.
That boy Abel putting the whole community on credit game. Stay woke. That's a whole different discussion. We'll keep for a different call. But you're right, Eric. Stay woke.
So let's just address this one final question. Have you all heard about the AI bots that trade for you? Let me be clear. Let me be the first person to tell you that 99% of the people that tell you they have AI trading for them
It's
is
cap.
not AI. It's not AI.
It's
What they're
EA.
talking about is an EA, and they're using the marketing of AI being popular to push their trading bot. These are not AI. AI and EAs are two different things. If they send you an EA and it works with MT4, it's not AI. MT4 and MT5 do not have true AI programmable features, especially one that you can very easily connect by just logging into your account. They don't exist, at least at the retail level, they don't exist. True AI will take all of the data that you feed to it and then make logical decisions. And if it's wrong about one of those decisions, it will fix itself and get you the correct answer. These trading bots that people talk about follow a set of systematic rules regardless of the result. So if it takes 20 losses in a row, that trading bot is not going to learn from the losses. EA stands for Expert Advisor. It's basically a tool or extension of MT4 that allows you to set up certain rules and allows you to do certain things. It's like a glorified indicator in like a way. It works with an indicator, so it takes information from indicators and it will trade based off that. So I would tell you guys, be super careful about anybody pitching you true AI trading software. I've begged people to show me true AI trading software, and every single marketer I've come across has not shown me true AI. So don't get fooled. It's not AI. As far as experience with them, look at track records, take your own judgment. We're not going to make any, public statements about people's softwares, but, are some profitable? Sure. There's a lot that aren't, just like traders, right? The game is the same, right? If you can't trade for yourself, you can't program a successful bot. All right, end of story. But yeah, don't fall into the trap of thinking that everything's AI, because most of it is, in fact, not.
I concur.
But yeah, listen, family, that's all I got. Boys, you all have anything final you want to say before I shut it down?
Let's get rich.
Yeah, pretty much. Just show up tomorrow, family. We're gonna be back to it tomorrow. Let's definitely get over 100 likes. We appreciate all you guys that did go ahead and show us support by simply smashing the like button, and we're gonna continue showing up to give you guys that value. But yeah, I'm out. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, this oil is keep dripping, so keep holding it. You guys can go break even if you want, if you took these new entries today. Beautiful, beautiful trade. We'll smack that thing. Keep holding it.
Just to update Kyle's trade as well. That thing is still dripping a little bit.
Is it? Yeah, GU.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Nothing too crazy though.
GU
But
and EU are still moving down. So yeah, continue to hold these trades, guys. If you need help, if you need updates on them, make sure you guys are in the Discord. Head over to profitsociety.co. Log in, connect your Discord if you haven't, create your account if you haven't, and if you need us, as always, you guys can find us on social media. But with that being said, this is your boy Skag on behalf of Profit Society and the team. We will catch you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Enjoy the rest of your evening, family.